Hey there, Wildcats, and welcome to your one-stop shop for everything happening at Lincoln Middle School. You've officially tuned into episode 5 of the Lincoln WildCAST. Get ready to pounce on headlines from our news desk because we're here to keep you in the know. But that's not all. We've got something for everyone in the pack. In today's show, we'll be serving up good vibes with our mental wellness segment, Pawsitive Vibes. You'll get a good laugh from knee slappers, and you'll hear the latest middle school trends on what's trending. We'll also hear the third installment of our student-created whodunit mystery, the Crimson Paw. And we'll answer more questions in the school community Q&A. Finally, we'll hear from our special guest this week, singer and Shinston community member, Miss Carrie Hill. From the roar of the crowd at the game to the quiet of the library, we're here to bring you stories that matter most. So let's get this show on the road by kicking it over to our What's Trending team to tell you this week's trends.
Hi guys, it's so nice to have y'all back for another day of What's Trending. Sit back and relax as we tell y'all the top 10 sports today and the song of the month.
Soccer remains at number 1 for the most famous sport, followed by football at number 2, basketball at 3, and baseball and softball at 4th. And 5th is MMA.
Volleyball is at 6th place. Cricket is surprisingly at 7th place. Hockey is at 8th place for popularity. Boxing is at 9th place, and cheer is at number 10 for popular sports.
The song of the month is Love Me Not
By Raven Renee.
I hope y'all like today's What's Trending. That's all for today. Thank you for your time, and we hope to see you next time on
What's Trending?
Next, let's go over to the Pawsitive Vibes crew for our mental wellness tips.
Hello, and welcome back to Pawsitive Vibes. Today we're talking about self-harm and ways to help when you feel like self-harming. If you feel like self-harming, you should talk to someone you trust. You can hold ice cubes in your hands, you can keep a rubber band on your wrist and snap it against your wrist when you feel the need to. You can exercise, you can draw or scribble on paper and do meditation. Thank you for listening to Pawsitive Vibes with Renee.
Up next, let's check in our mystery segment, the Crimson Paw. Welcome back to the third episode of the Crimson Paw. On last week's episode, our friends went missing. The lights went out. We saw one of our friends, but help us figure out the rest of the secret.
Michael?
Yeah, you guys seem stressed.
Stressed. You think we're stressed. How on earth could you tell?
Whatever, that doesn't matter. Where's Darian? Why is Alex sprinting down the hallway?
What do you mean Alex was sprinting down the hall? He's supposed to be... Wait.
What do you mean, wait? Brittany, we don't have time to wait.
I mean, Alex never said that he was going to be here.
Whoa. You're right. Wait. We invited him, but he said he wasn't going to be able to make it. He was busy.
I don't know about you guys, but since we've come this far, maybe we should look for him?
Yeah, good idea. Wait, isn't that Alex right there running over here?
What? Yeah, it's him.
Hey guys, turns out I was able to make it after all. My mom finished cleaning before I got there.
Wait, Alex, I thought you said you had to help your Uncle Tom move into his new house.
Yeah, I did do that. I went to help my mom after helping my uncle.
Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Well, why didn't you tell any of us about this? We could have come over to your mom's house to help her clean. We love her.
I didn't want to be a burden.
What do you mean a burden? Alex, we love your mom.
I've never met her, actually.
Ah, well, she's really sweet.
Oh yeah, definitely. The last time we went over, she made us cookies.
Guys, we do not have time for this. We need to refocus. We have to find Darian.
Oh, Darian? No, let's not. He's probably fine. Didn't you have a birthday party to attend?
Yeah, we did, but we can give her the gift we got her later. After we find Darian.
Yeah. And by the way, Alex, why did you just try to change the subject?
Yeah, you did do that.
No, I didn't.
No, he didn't.
Michael, yes, he did. He absolutely did.
Guys, I'm getting a bad feeling about Alex.
Yeah, I am too. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah, I mean, genuinely, the thing that we should do is ask his mom if he showed up.
On it.
No, he didn't show up. And she said that he wasn't with his uncle either.
You know what?
I'm
I'm gonna call the police. This is the police. Who's in here?
It's okay, we're here to help. I called.
Oh, well, what do you got?
Well, I think we found him.
Who, the kidnapper?
Yeah.
Sadly enough, I think it's our friend Alex over here.
Wait, who? What friend?
Alex.
Thanks for your help. I think we can take this from here. Sir, you're under arrest until everything is sorted out, and your fate will depend on your trial.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Crimson Paw.
Remember to put who you think the kidnapper is in the comments.
See you guys on next week's episode. Next, we'll go over to Knee Slappers for your weekly dose of dad jokes and fun facts.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Knee Slappers. Get ready to laugh until your knees hurt. We've got a whole bunch of awesome jokes and weird cool facts you can tell your friends. So turn up the volume and get ready to have some fun. What do you call fake spaghetti? An impasta. I told my wife she was drawing her eyebrows too high. She looked surprised.
Oh, very nice.
Fun fact, in 2013, a wheel of cheese orbited the Earth.
Wow, that's
That's all for the Knee Slappers for today. We hope you're leaving with a laugh and a new fun fact. Catch you later.
Up next, let's hear what's going on in our school community segment with another student panel Q&A.
Hi, and welcome back to the school community segment. Today we will be answering more questions for the 4th week.
Question 1. What characteristics makes a good friend?
Respect.
Loyalty.
Trust, for sure.
Question 2. Would you rather have homework every day or take a test every day?
I would rather have a test every day.
I'd say homework because you don't have time to study for tests every day.
Yeah, I'd rather do homework. Question 3. What would your favorite store be?
Buckle. Would also have to say buckle.
Hot topic.
Menards. Question 4. What's your favorite season?
Fall.
Spooky season.
Fall. Also fall. Question 5. What is something that you refuse to eat?
Beans. Sushi.
Mashed potatoes.
I'm gonna say Brussels sprouts.
Question 6. What's your favorite thing to do with friends? Hang out with them anytime you get a chance to.
Hang out with them.
Play football with
Be
them.
stupid.
All right, that's all the time we have for this week's Q&A. Don't forget, if you have a question you want answered in our school community segment, you can drop it off in the band room. We'll be back next time with more answers and more fun.
Next, we're going to kick it over to our WildCAST interview team with special guest Mrs. Carrie Hill.
Welcome to the Lincoln WildCAST guest interview. We would love to introduce our special guest, Mrs. Carrie Hill. She's a singer, but most people know her for her dedication at Jewel City Church in Meadowbrook.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Let's start this interview. Frankie, what's our first question?
What inspired you to want to make music, Mrs. Hill?
Well, from a very young age, my entire family made music. So going to my grandparents' house as a little girl, I remember my grandparents and my mom and dad, my aunts and uncles, cousins, we all sang together, and my grandma had a huge grand piano in her living room, and those are some of my first memories of making music. And so from there, it was just kind of ingrained in me that that's what I wanted to do forever, was to make music and to sing and play the piano, and doing that with my family was what really motivated that call and that desire to make music. So started from a very young age, from the time I could talk. I remember my dad putting me up on stage at church from the moment that I could talk to sing Jesus Loves Me. And so it started very, very young.
That's amazing. Kaylin, what's question 2?
What musicians or people in like the music field are your biggest influences?
Oh, that's a great question. So probably across different genres, I love Natalie Grant, as far as a Christian artist goes, she's one that has her music career has kind of spanned decades, and she not only writes, but just has an incredible voice that has reached the nations. And so hers is one that would be a solid influence on my life. But then even in secular genres, the Whitney Houstons, the Aretha Franklin, not that there are multiple Whitney Houstons, there's only one. So Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin, different gospel singers, and women like that they weren't just one-hit wonders. They had voices that spanned decades with their music. So I would say the longevity of some of those women in music is something that I've been drawn to. Other artists today, I love Brandon Lake and Carrie Job. She's a worship leader that I just love her heart and feel that comes across in her music. So those are just a few that I enjoy.
That's amazing. Frankie, what's question 3?
If you didn't decide to become a musician or a singer, what do you think you would be doing instead?
Well, my degree is in music education, and so going into college, I went to Alder Sembratus College in Philippi, and I knew that I wanted to do something in music, but if I wasn't a full-time singer, worship leader, I probably would have stuck with teaching music. And so I would probably be in high school, in an elementary school, middle school, even teaching music somewhere. But vocal music. I played the flute in 5th grade, but that was about the extent of my band experience. So definitely more of a vocal gal than a band girl.
That's awesome. Kaylin, what's question 4?
If you were in a mood or feeling down, what song would you listen to like get your mood up? Like considered your pump up song, if you would.
Oh, a pump up song. Okay, so if I was feeling down, I probably would lend more towards a worship song that would sort of focus my attention on Jesus. And so that might not actually be a hype song for me personally. It might be more of a song like Natalie Grant's Turn Your Eyes, something like that says, even if you're downcast or weary or you're discouraged, put your eyes on Jesus, and that will change the atmosphere of how you're feeling and what you're doing. So for me, that would be more of a song like that. Now, if I was going to listen to something upbeat and something that I wanted to just hype me up, it might be actually Addie and I. Yes, shout out to Addie Hill. She's my daughter. She's going to think this is so cringe that I called her out on the podcast, and that's awesome. But yesterday we were watching a little bit of Dancing with the Stars, and the song, you guys know, Everybody Dance Now. That's like an old school song. We heard that as like growing up playing sports. That was one of the like jock jam songs that would come on every time that we would warm up for sports. So I still love that song. It's like a crazy, silly song, but I probably like that one.
Great. Frankie, question number 5.
What advice would you give to a student who would be interested in following the same path as you and becoming a musician?
Well, I think it would depend on what your desire is as far as becoming a musician. Do you want to become a professional musician that, an artist that is touring, that is traveling? Do you want to have a career in music education? Do you want to work in a church setting? So there's so many different careers in music. And so I think the advice I would give would be based on what your desire is as far as a musician. At one point in my life, before I was married and had kids, I would have loved to have traveled, maybe even a little bit more than I did. I traveled a lot in college. But I think that there are so many online platforms and ways to get your music out whether it's through, so many are getting found like on TikTok right now. And so you don't even have to go through the traditional channels that a lot of people thought of when you had to go to a label and get your music heard then. I mean, people just put their music out on TikTok or on other online platforms and are getting found a lot quicker than they used to before all of these digital platforms. So if you want to do things like that, I would say start writing, write your own music that really connects with you, with your life, and then put it out there. Don't wait. If that's your desire, get your music out there and let people hear it. If you want to teach, then obviously you would go to college and get some learning get some education as far as theory and musicianship and all of the great things that go along with the music education. So I think it would just depend on what your desire is as far as what kind of career do you want in music. Not everybody who wants a career in music even needs to go to college. So it really is an individual approach to what you're looking to do and what you want to do. I will say for me, even though I'm not teaching in a school system, going to college was a great choice for me personally, because I got the music theory education, specifically the music theory that I didn't have prior. I played the piano, so I knew some things that I needed to know, but music theory was a huge one that helped, and it continues to help. Even though I'm not in a school system, it helps me as a worship leader to be able to write chord charts and to be able to write vocal parts and to be able to teach those well. So that was a great avenue for me.
Sweet. Number 6, Kaylin.
Lastly, how do you think band and school choirs affect students in a positive way?
I think they are amazing. It's proven through science that the creative arts, music, whether that's vocal music or band, that they help with brain development, that they help with social aspects of students' lives, that they help with different things like mental health, that music is something that just helps us connect with people and connect sometimes even things that we're going through ourselves. Music is an avenue that really helps connect those dots sometimes and helps us get through different things that we're going through. What speaks to me in a piece of music may not speak to you immediately. There have been, sometimes we think of, it's just the lyrics that people are listening to. No, I've been in a room with a brass quintet that is playing a completely instrumental piece that moved me to tears because of the expressiveness of what they were playing and the chord structure and how different things were coming together. And so, whether it's the lyric or whether it's the accompaniment or whether it's just an instrumental piece on its own, music affects us and it can change the mood. Have you guys ever recognized that music changes your mood? Like you said, sometimes a song can hype you up, or sometimes a song can make you sad or make you think of a memory or make you think of a person. And so there's no question that being a part of music programs, vocal, band, jazz band, all of these different show choir, all of these different musical avenues are great for students and help them not just in those areas, but also as they're going throughout their day. It gives them an outlet for something that maybe a core subject doesn't.
Thank you so much for joining us. And we thank you for your time, and we'd love to speak with you again soon. Finally, let's go to our WildCAST news team to wrap up our show.
Welcome, Wildcats, to your daily guide through the jungle we call Lincoln Middle School. In a world full of noise, we're here to bring you stories that matter. You're listening to your official news dispatch, the WildCAST News.
here are your announcements.
Remember, safety is always our number one priority. Be on your guard at all times.
If you see something, say something.
We are never allowed to let people in the building, even if we know them. If you see someone trying to get in the building, go get an adult inside the school.
There has been an uptick of students out of area during the day.
We are only allowed to be in a teacher's classroom if we are on the class roster during that class period.
Make sure you download the Change Your State app and get registered. There are some great prizes this year, including some awesome backpacks.
That's it for our announcements. Now let's pass it over to sports.
Welcome to your LMS News Sports Recap. Let's hear how your WildCAST Cats have been doing this week. Congrats to Eastern Perrine for finishing 11th at Bearcat Invitational on September 20th. Congrats also to our girls soccer team for defeating Liberty by a score of 2-1 on September 24th. Great job to the cross-country team for their performance on Tuesday at Doddridge and on Saturday in Taylor County. Shout out to the Eastern Perrine for finishing 15th at Doddridge. Great work also by our football team, boys soccer team, and volleyball team this week. We are proud of you. Shout out to our awesome cheerleaders and dance line who have been performing great and hyping up the crowds. That's it for sports this week's Go Wildcats. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. It's everyone's favorite segment. Here's What's for Lunch. On Monday, September 29th, we are having mac and cheese, green beans, celery, carrots, and fruit. On Tuesday, September 30th, we're having pigs in a blanket, curly fries, fava beans, and fruit. On Wednesday, October 1st, we're having cream chicken, mashed potatoes, steamed carrots, biscuits, and fruit. On Thursday, October 2nd, we're having hamburgers, fries, broccoli, and applesauce. On Friday, October 3rd, we're having calzone, tossed salad, veggies, and fruit. That's what's for lunch. As always, thanks for our wonderful cooks who keep us fed and ready to take on the day. Thanks for joining us on the WildCast News, and thanks for listening. Stay wild, and we'll see you next time on the Lincoln WildCast.